You heard Rick mention payback. The solar thermal hot water heating system is great. It's $6,500 all in and has less than a 10-year payback or greater than a 10% rate of return. The solar PV has an 18 or 19-year payback, and it will be higher if the rates go up that the government puts out for us. I sat down at the kitchen table with my wife, and we kind of rationalized things, or you're discussing your family finances. I got 2 young kids, and it's a lot of money. We have 1 car. We don't have the big flat screen TV yet, but it was sort of what we decided to do. And our kind of rationalization or analogy was, well, if you buy that car for 20 grand or 40 grand or whatever, as soon as you drive it off the lot, it depreciates 30%. And there's operating costs every year, So, in our case, it's cheaper than owning and operating a car. We're not paying for gas and insurance and all that sort of stuff. And we get a check. So we make about $800 a year on our system. So that's kind of cool. I will.
Where is the price of PV cells going right now?
Yeah. Well, I mentioned the $1,000 per watt. So when I put my system in, and got several solar PV installers here, it was about $10 per watt installed. The really good news is I think there's an energy revolution coming. The cost, they're making solar panels all over the place now. The cost for solar panels is coming down, and it's on the Axio Power, the big commercial end, it's $4 a watt, $250 a watt, maybe even as low as $1 a watt. On the residential side, you're probably looking at, I don't know, Rick, help me out, $6, $8.
7 to 6.
Brad from Renewable Energy, other folks, $7 a watt. Okay, so my 1.4 kilowatt system wouldn't be 14 grand anymore. More like 10, maybe. Would you get away with 10?
Just point out that is a misprint. There is $10,000 per kilowatt.
Oh, yeah, that's not my number. I didn't put that together. But yeah, $10,000 per kilowatt. Sorry. Roof. Rick mentioned you need a south-facing roof. That's ideal. We talked about the Ontario Power Authority, the standard offer contract. You heard Councillor Hector here talking about Kingston. I cannot say enough about Utilities Kingston. There's a gentleman there named Steve Sotil. He's the regulatory analyst. Utilities Kingston are now, I guess it's Kingston Hydro. They rebranded themselves. Are leading the way in Ontario. They put on courses for other utilities on how to connect renewables to the grid. And that was actually also done in part with St. Lawrence College, educating and training linemen. Utilities Kingston was one of the first utilities to have a connection agreement to allow me to connect. So very proactive. If you're out in the countryside and you're trying to deal with Hydro One, it could have taken you, or might have taken you in the early days, 6 months or 8 months to get your PV system connected. I phoned up Steve. Rick ordered panels. Like, it happened so fast it made my head spin. It was great. So they were really leading the charge, very proactive. Here's an early picture. I can actually replace this. We actually have siding on our house now. But there's my chimney from my wood stove. And cute story. I got excited, and we were in this sort of phased build. We put the solar thermal panels on the back roof first, and I realized, geez, that's my best real estate. And the solar thermal systems can accommodate a little bit of shade and maybe less valuable sunshine, or you don't need as much sunshine to make them as effective. So we took the 2 solar thermal panels I had in my back roof, put them on my front porch, which is also south-facing, and then put the solar PV panels on the back. This picture was in the WIG, so we got a bit of press. John Garrettson came, the Minister of Environment came, and Mayor Rosen came, and some other dignitaries came for our ribbon cutting. I guess we were the first commercial solar PV contract. We were the 5th standard offer contract in the province to go live, and we were the first solar PV contract in the province in April '07. So it's kind of fun.
So how much do you actually send back to the grid?
the ret screen analysis I did said we would produce 1,600 kilowatt hours a year. I think it's a bit high, probably 1,500 kilowatt hours. Yeah, yeah. And we probably cover 20-25% of our household load, and we'll work on getting that higher. Actually, I'd like to add 2 panels. Like I said, we had Rick Rooney from Quantum Renewable Energy helping us on this install. Utilities Kingston was instrumental. And then RJ Kennedy Electric, Rob Kennedy, he did our larger house renovation, and he thought what we were doing was so neat. He offered to do my PV stuff for free. I bought the meter base and the extra panel I needed to install, but he did it for free. So, you know, here's the I buy Canadian or whatever. I know it's not made in Canada, but I bought a Xantrax inverter. Utilities Kingston. I've got the meter where the wires come in. I draw power off the grid at the conventional rate, and everything I produce from the inverter comes up here, goes through this panel, comes at this meter. So it's metered differently. So I pull everything off the grid at the going rate, and I get paid 42 cents a kilowatt hour for everything from my solar panels. That's just a close-up. The other thing we did was decided to go bullfrog, so went with a green power retailer, so we're bullfrog powered. So that's there as well. And that's it. I just want to see if I'm. One important note. If this is something you want to do, solar thermal or solar PV, and you're into a house renovation and you don't have the money today or you don't want to do these things today, a very simple thing to do would be to, like I just said, wire to your roof. You can run the wire to your roof or run the pipes to your roof, make your house quote unquote solar ready, and then it's there. It's up in your attic, it's all coiled up, and it's in your basement where you need it. So it's a very nominal cost. So that's kind of even a new concept for builders because none of this stuff is mandated in the building code. Any builder today could run the wires or run the pipes. Simple, cheap, and kind of a little bit forward thinking. So I just wanted to make that point. That's it. Pardon me? You'd have to kind of, a couple of kilowatts, like a 6-3 wire. I mean, you have to size it, but it depends on the distance and the system. But you could check with any one of the solar folks, and they would give you an appropriate ballpark number.
It will have to be sized, okay, because you'll have the GSSA, it will have to inspect it. So they'll look for the proper size based on the kilowatt usage.
Conduit might be your easier solution.
Okay, there you go.
Run some conduit.
Run conduit with nicely placed pole boxes and stuff, and then you can